Morning, 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 sleepy heads. It is now 11 o'clock our time here in the Illinois timeline. But let's get to this live stream right away. I want to say it's been a good morning. Some productiveness is taking place here, and I like that. But there's been a lot of inaccuracies told that we want to get correct because people want to paint a narrative. We went over the fact that Gilbert Arenas is trying to paint Kwame Brown in a picture that is not correct. He's trying to make Kwame Brown look like a punk and everything else. And we're not here to talk about dumb who keep arguing about the same thing. What I said was, I understand. I ain't said I agree with it. We ain't talking about it. You want to hear about what we said about him? Go to Patreon. Now, we moving forward with what Gil said yesterday. He was adamantly going over the fact that Kwame got punked in a locker room, according to him, because he didn't yell back or go shout out or stand up to, this is a person on a rookie contract. He didn't yell back at Jerry Stackhouse, and this gave Gil in his mind, I saw that. That means I could be disrespectful. This is all lies told by Gilbert Arenas as to make it seem like that was gave him the green light to do what he was doing. No. Gilbert was going to get the green light because Gilbert was told he had the green light to go ahead and do it. Now, thank you guys for hitting the like button early. Now, let's get into this, good people. Gilbert Arenas seems to know, because he's talked to teammates, people who got participation awards for just sticking around and being there rather than actually being productive while being there. Now, that's a very good question. Sam asked a very good question. He said, was I there? That is a very good question, Sam. And I have a very good answer to that question. I didn't need to be there. I wasn't there. But you know how I can find out? I can research. Because I know people that were there. Yeah. The same way he went to Brendan Haywood and got Brendan Haywood to say all this stuff that he's saying. Because Brendan Haywood, basically Kwame was better than him. Sorry. My opinion, Kwame Brown was a better player than him. To me, Brendan Haywood was only on the team because he was from North Carolina. Michael Jordan would always pick a North Carolina person and put them on his team. Michael Jordan, do anybody think when Michael Jordan was playing, he wasn't the captain? He wasn't the enforcer of the team? He wasn't the guy that everybody had to follow? So Kwame's first 2 seasons, we would not say Kwame was the captain of the team or the leader of the team, right? We would say that was Michael Jordan. Correct? Now, Rip Hamilton and Michael Jordan start playing together, but they only got a chance to play like 60 games together. They were making some progress where they were actually doing a lot well when Jordan was there that first year, but Jordan got hurt and they shut it down for the rest of the season because he hurt his, I think he's hurt his knee or something and he was out. So when they played together, when they moved Rip back to a 2 guard and Mike a small forward, they were able to have success. Now, here's the scenario. Jordan got hurt, so that's why they didn't make the playoffs that year. But they were climbing up to get to the 8th spot. Mike got hurt, and that shut down everything. Now, when Jordan got hurt and all of the things went in another direction, things changed, people. They changed their strategies. They changed their different approach. The very next season, okay, you have John, you got your coaching staff, which is all Michael Jordan's buddies. You got Johnny Bach. You got who's a defensive guy. He was the Chicago Bulls championship coach for the first 3 seasons. When they did the three-peat, Johnny Bach was the defensive mastermind of the team, working with Doug Collins and Phil Jackson. So Johnny Bach was there. He hired Johnny. He hired Patrick Ewing, and he brought on Charles Oakley. So it's the Jordan buddies. You know, then he made a trade because a lot of people don't know why Rip was traded. I didn't have to be there, buddy. I heard this directly from Rip Hamilton himself as he told me why he was traded. Rip Hamilton was giving it to Michael Jordan. He was on the opposite team of Michael Jordan in the practice. Now, Mike always talked down to them. But in a practice, pick up and playing practice in the game, they were on the second team. Jordan's on the first team. And Mike is guarding them, and Rip is cooking them. Rick came off a pick and roll, hit a shot. And one time, it was a fake. He waved off the pick, crossed Mike up, pulled up, hit a jumper. And his buddy that he always laugh and joke with all the time was a guy named Bobby Simmons. And Bobby Simmons was on there, and he talked back to Michael Jordan. Like, he talked, because Jordan would talk crap, say whatever he want. Bobby Simmons didn't even do anything to Michael Jordan. Rip did the move on Michael Jordan and scored the basket. And Bobby Simmons is, woo! Boy, them old knees can't take that, huh? Them old knees can't hang. Michael Jordan was pissed. He was so pissed off that he was fuming. He looked at Bobby Simmons and gave him a stare down like you couldn't believe. So throughout the game, Mike ended up checking himself out. And he went to the back to go get his knees drained and stuff. Mike was getting his knees drained constantly. And Bobby Simmons and Rip, those two were tight. They were best friends. Like, on the team, they were the closest guys. So when he got there, he said, I think they sent him somewhere else. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I think it's Bobby Simmons. It might be somebody else. But I know for a fact. He came on there and said, what he said, something. Because I think he traded 2 people. It might not have been Bobby Simmons. But Bobby Simmons is one of the person that was close to him. But it might have been another player. But I'm thinking it was Bobby Simmons. But we going back 20-some years. But one of the player that Mike traded, he sent him, I think he sent that guy one way, and Bobby Simmons and Rip went to the Pistons or whatever and sent him away. And when Rip was getting his exit meeting, like they finna tell him he's traded, he see Mike and he was like, yeah. And your boy out of here too. Michael Jordan tells him, he was like, dude, what are you talking about, dog? I never said anything to you, man. Wasn't me. So, and this is when he's exiting. So he traded Rip over to Detroit to get his buddy Jerry Stackhouse. Stack was injured when he was in Detroit. So you was getting Stackhouse, who was injured. He's from North Carolina. Mike used to practice against Jerry Stackhouse before he gave him the lessons his rookie year as he came into the NBA, because they were saying he was the new Jordan. Vince Carter was the new Jordan. You know, in North Carolina, oh, we got a Michael Jordan, another Jordan. So this is the narratives that Mike had to keep fighting. You know how Mike is now because you've seen The Last Dance. So you know I'm not lying when I said this is his attitude. This is the way he plays the game, full speed ahead. That's MJ. Everything is taken personal. So Stack come to the team. He's now a teammate of MJ. So he's already on the team, but I don't know what the hell Gil was talking about. But when they made the trade and brought him over, that was like in September, wasn't it? Well, thank you, M. Easy, for seeing that and realizing it, because they never give me my credit. Yes, I talked to Rip Hamilton personally, and he told me that's what went down. Sam's illiterate. Now, here's the thing. I just told him, I said, but how many times did I say I heard it from Rip Hamilton personally? So Rip Hamilton told me the story personally, that I heard it directly from Rip Hamilton. Why are we sitting here having this conversation? Right? Why are you asking stupid questions? You just like that other idiot who don't listen, just wait for his turn to talk. Well, he don't even wait. He just interrupt people and just start talking. Did I say anything about Gil being there, sir? Gil ain't there yet. Gil ain't even there yet. We're back in the MJ era. Gil wasn't there when MJ was there. Well, was he? So sit back, get a pillow, go back to sleep, and let everybody else who can follow the storyline following it the way it's supposed to. Okay, now, nighty-night now. Now they're gone. Stack is there. Now, what you have is a problem with this unit. Stack and MJ cannot play together. You can see it on the court. Jerry Stackhouse feel like I should be shooting the ball. More plays should be designed for me. But the plays, MJs are finishing the plays. MJ is the one that is going towards the basket and getting the last second shots and doing what he want to do. Jerry Stackhouse wasn't stupid. He was not finna combat that when he knows he's up. He's in the middle of his contract. He's got about 2-3 more years probably left on his deal. But the owner never wanted to bring him over anyway. That was a Michael Jordan decision. Michael Jordan brought Jerry Stackhouse over there. Abe Pollin didn't want to bring Jerry Stackhouse to the team. That was a Michael Jordan decision. So Stackhouse shut the F up, right? And played along because this was Jordan's last season. It was getting a lot of press. A lot of attention was on the team at that time because it was Jordan's last run. So everybody was having their last moments with Mike. Stack was like, okay, that's what it is this season. I'm just going to have to play this out. Then next season, Mike is going to be gone. So once he knew Mike wasn't coming back the next year, he chilled. He wasn't as like, I'm finna rock the boat, disturb. After early on, he was like, look, man, we need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. And then the whole thing is Mike really going to leave? Is he coming back? Mike was like, nah, this is it. I'm done after this year. That's that. Now, with that being done, okay, with that being done, all of this time, Larry Hughes was already on the team. Larry Hughes came to the team. He played with Mike. And he had to wait for his opportunity. Eton's already on the team. Right? Mm-hmm. Exactly. So Eton's already on the team. And all of these players Kwame's on the team. Then Jordan's gone. Michael Jordan is gone. Right? And everybody thought Jordan's going to go to the front office. So this is not a good idea for Jerry Stackhouse to clash with Michael Jordan throughout the season. Stack shut the F up. One, because Oakley's there to make sure he's going to shut the F up. Two, and this is a big two, he knows everybody on the team assumes Michael Jordan's going back to the front office. So do you really want to piss that man off? And he's going back into the front office. Look what he did to Rip. Just because he was mad. He was playing on the court and getting rid of people. Now, everybody is not going to challenge somebody when that's happening. So when the season was over, Mike was relieved of even the general manager position. So that's why Mike was gone out of the equation. Mike was retiring. He wasn't coming to play, Gil. Basketball was over for Mike. So they didn't get rid of Michael Jordan for Kwame Brown. I understand you just want to try to make him look bad because you can deceive the rest of the public, but you can't deceive somebody who actually watched basketball and actually knows what's going on. Okay? They were not trying to make Kwame Brown the face of the team. That was not in their design, nothing that they were trying to do at that time when Michael Jordan left. Or they wouldn't have signed you, sir, to a massive contract. You were to be the star of the team. They signed you, behest with Wes Well, I mean, he had reservations about bringing you on, Wes Unseld, Senior, because of your record of your crimes that they already knew about, sir. Abe didn't care. Abe says, I don't care what he does. Long as he gets the attention away from Michael Jordan, because Abe's name was dirt in the town. He got rid of Michael Jordan. Why would you do that to Michael Jordan? He fired Michael Jordan he did Jordan wrong and stole the general manager position. Oh, it was horrible. In Washington, it was terrible. You took this Michael Jordan. You just did this to. You can't do that. What gave you the right? You see how that works? So the whole thing had to be torn down. Michael Jordan just didn't leave. Doug Collins and all Patrick Ewing, all the Jordan guys were gone. So Eddie Jordan is in. He came from Rutgers. This is his first coaching job. He had been an assistant, but now he gets to be a head coach for the very first time. Gilbert Arenas was the most improved basketball player his second year with Golden State. He was the most improved basketball player in the entire NBA. They signed you to be the face of the team. You. Don't run from it, Gil. You were signed to be the face of the team. You was there to be the star. You wasn't the captain. When Michael Jordan left, there really wasn't a team captain, but the leaders of the team were Larry Hughes and Eton Thomas. Jerry Stackhouse. You could say Stack was a leader to a degree, but Stackhouse went and got his extension. 2-year, $18 million deal. Right? We know that. Now, Stack wanted that extension to stay around because he knew Jordan's gone. They're going to need me here. So I'm finna go for it now. And he didn't like the fact, Abe didn't like the fact he was being extorted. Doug Collins was going to design plays for Michael Jordan. That's why he was there. You got traded there to assist Michael Jordan in his transition, and he's leaving. And then the rest was going to be up to you. So Stack should have been that guy, but Abe Holland don't like him. This is not a guy Abe likes. He didn't select this guy. He's a Michael Jordan guy anyway. Jordan brought him over. So he's looking for a way to get rid of him. As soon as that season was up, even though he signed a 2-year extension for $18 million, they sent Christian Laettner and they sent your boy to the Dallas Mavericks. So Stack was gone. Why? Because he was rumored to be trouble in the locker room. Clashing with people. Now, Gilbert, you were there. You can confirm those rumors if they true or are they false. That Stackhouse was a problem in the Wizards locker room. I wasn't there. So I can only tell you what was reported. Jerry Stackhouse was a problem in the locker room. He didn't like the roles that he had, and he made life really uncomfortable that first year. He didn't like to move the ball around. He was a black hole. When you watch his game, you see Stackhouse was good, but this is the problem they had in Detroit. They had a movement of, they wanted more movement with the basketball. They wanted to flow. That's how Detroit was able to win with Rip and Chauncey. They was able to coexist because Rip played off the ball. He moved around. That wasn't Jerry's game. Stack was a guy who had to have the ball in his hands. Wasn't a good off the ball guy. He come to get the ball, and then he wants to do his thing and go score. Whether it's in the post, the block, what have you. That's what Stack liked to do. He wasn't an off the ball guy. He wasn't a guy that's going to make the pass. He wasn't looking to make a pass. He's only going to pass if he see he doesn't have a shot and he's getting rid of the ball. That's it. It's hard to win with a guy like that, and especially when they're hard-headed. So the trade to get Rip was perfect for what they needed. Joe Dumars was excellent in making that trade. Very smart decision. And watching the success that Rip Hamilton is having, Abe Pollin could see the success Rip is having with Detroit and seeing how they're thriving with Rip Hamilton, and that they had Rip Hamilton and they traded him away for nothing and got basically Jerry Stackhouse just because he was Michael Jordan's buddy. You gave away fresh talent for a guy who came in here basically injured and wasn't really productive. He got bullied because a guy said something to him one time in the locker room. That's called being bullied. Or a guy getting beat up every day for 2 years in Gilbert Arenas. By his own admission, he was beat up every day for 2 years, hit by a car. Kwame Brown didn't get hit by a car. This guy got hit by a car. Kwame Brown didn't get choked out on a plane. That guy got choked out on a plane. So he wants you to believe somebody else was getting punked because he was getting his ass whooped. Because he knowingly admits, I got an ass whooping every day. He's proud of it. But he's saying it when there's no progress being made. What is the point? Owl cheeks, I know. I know that, and you know that. The rest of the world will figure it out. Outlaw. I'm like a machine. I don't even know how I'm still awake. Dude, we was Outlaw when you probably left. We was up watching doggone P Valley. Me and Outlaw. I was showing. Me and LB. We was showing them. I was showing them scenes, and the show they wouldn't even believe because they thought it was all the stuff they with Uncle Clifford and Uncle Lil Murder, and I'm like, no, it's some real stripping going on up in here. Some real backroom stripping show stuff going on. So I had to show them that in the back channel. I got knocked out. I know. And we've been up here kicking the rear. Yeah, Tez, it's some real stuff that go on that show. See, that's what I'm saying. It's just that you hear about all that other stuff, and yeah, that's there. That's what I'm saying. You watch it on demand where you can fast forward through all the goofiness and then just watch it for the real strip show. Yeah, but make sure your finger on that fast forward, boy. Isaiah Washington is on the first season. He's great. Every scene he's on, he stole. Gil gets assaulted by a man that turns around and assaults women. Woo! Well, anyway, that ain't for me. I'm still up. Yeah, I'm a machine, man. I don't know how I'm out. I'm on fumes. But let's stay with the actual storyline of what's going on here, right? Now, we've already disproved that these guys were the leaders of the team and not Kwame Brown. Gilbert Arenas was brought there to be the face of the team. That's why he was the big free agent signing with the big salary, massive salary, signing for $50+ million. Why in the world are you trying to say Kwame Brown? It was Kwame's team, and it was never Kwame's team. Kwame had just played 2 years in the league. He's 20 years of age. He came right out of high school. You was in college for 3 years. They redshirted you, then you played for what, 2 years? So you was a junior in college coming out. And you played 2 years over there before you came over to the team. So your 2 years was in Golden State. Y'all came in at the same time, but you're older. But you're way less down in maturity. Your maturity level's down here. So oh yeah, I saw that, Lee. Well, there's tons of action when it comes to like flair when you see the game. Oh yeah, the game is gonna be all right. Yeah, you want to make it like he took it from Kwame, but no, he's more likely saying I had to step up because Kwame couldn't do it. That's what he's trying to give the illusion. Like he was just so laid back, so I took it because he wouldn't do that. Kwame is in a rookie contract. I'm not finna rock the boat. Who in the hell would rock the boat if they on a rookie deal in the league? Ain't nobody putting their hands on Kwame Brown and whooping on Kwame Brown. You admitted to getting your butt whooped every day. Gil don't be knowing. I don't know what he was talking about. See, some of the stuff I just omit because I know Gil just talking crazy. I just go to the premise on his original point, which is all fluff and lie and just fiction, just to try to create something that isn't there. That's what he was doing there. So after that season is over, the team goes through a whole new look again. That's right. The Washington Wizards goes through another change. That was their first year with Eddie. They were terrible. Now, the next year, Eddie's team, he's got Eric Walters as his as the trainer. You got Michael Karen, Tom Young, and Phil Hubert. These are the assistants. Eddie is the head coach. Now, Jared Jeffries, this year, after playing with Gilbert Arenas, said, I want out. Gilbert, will you please explain to me why Jared Jeffries, their young, talented player that they had on their team, wanted the hell away from the Washington Wizards? Why did he want off this team? He went to Eddie Grunsfield and said, Eddie, I want out. And I want to go to the Knicks. The Knicks was his team and destination he wanted to go to. They didn't trade him. At the end of the year, he was going to be a free agent anyway. So he left and went ahead and went on to join the Knicks. The Knicks gave him a $30 million deal, but the Wizards get to match it. They didn't match it. So after this season, he was out. Jared Jeffries wanted out. Is it because you were shooting too much, Gil? Taking all the shots? Young kid couldn't play like that. Well, let's look at the captains, right? I mean, true. Let's look at the captains. No, look at the captains of the team. Larry Hughes. They brought in Antoine Jameson. Yeah, they traded. Remember I told you they got rid of Stackhouse? They got rid of Stack and his extension. He got his extension. Now go on here. You getting traded up out of here. Abe got rid of him, and they got Antoine Jameson, another former Gilbert Arenas teammate. Played with him in Golden State. Right with Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes is the center. He the captain of the team with Antoine Jameson, who just came over. They were appointed to be the captains. Jameson, also from North Carolina. Eton Thomas is still a captain of the team. So now the captain is 3. Eton, Antoine Jameson, and Larry Hughes. They were all by Eddie Jordan appointed to be the captains of the team. Am I lying, Gilbert Arenas? You were the star and the face of the team. They were the leaders of the team. Tell me I'm lying. What's good, Will? Now, these are all facts. So if we know all of this is to be fact, why is it that Gilbert Arenas is not telling you these things? Why did he tell you Larry Hughes was a captain? Antoine Jameson came through the door as a captain. Eton was already a captain. because he don't want to let you know that they were the leadership. They had always had that presence on the team. But Eddie had just been there 1 year. He had to find out who his captains were, who were the leaders of the team. Larry Hughes, let me tell y'all right now. Larry Hughes, and I know I've met Larry Hughes a few times, but this is when he played for Cleveland and they played the Pistons. And a lot of people know Larry. So Larry Hughes, okay? Because that's how he finally got his money. Gil took his job over in Golden State. I told y'all that before in the video previously. He took Larry Hughes' job. Wasn't his fault. He was a rookie, he played well, but it was business, politics. He was in a contract year. Then he ended up getting traded after the second year, and they traded him to Washington. Then Gil came over there and started running the point. But over in Golden State, he played the two guard. He was a two guard / point, everything over there. Then he comes over here. And once he came over here, it was even worse. Because he's like, man, I need you to help me. You know, come on over here, help and all this. And it looked like it was going to be successful, but it wasn't working because Gil don't want to run the point. Gil want to shoot. So he don't want to be the point guard. He want to be the point scorer. So then where that leaves Larry Hughes? So Larry played good enough to get out of there and get his $70 million deal and go play with LeBron in Cleveland. So he did, and that's how I saw him. But Larry don't talk much. He don't talk at all, hardly. But when he do talk, he like Silent Bob. When Larry Hughes talk, you listen. You pay attention when Larry Hughes is talking. Because he ain't going to talk that much. Ask Gil or Kwame, am I lying about Larry Hughes? That's what I want to know. Tell one of them to describe to you is Carcino lying about that. That's how he got leadership, because when he spoke, he didn't say nothing. People knew. Don't mess with Larry Hughes. He from like East St. Louis, like the toughest area in St. Louis. You don't mess with him. He went to St. Louis. Leave Larry Hughes alone. So you leave that man alone. Larry Hughes, when he spoke, he meant it. Cool guy, though, but he don't say too much. He say what he need to say, and that's it. Antoine Jameson, kind of the same way, but he's more of a Shane Battier type of guy, you know, corny to the core. But but he was a leader, you know, inspiration. Hey, come on, guy. E-time, leader. Everything about him was leader. Now, Eton is 4 years older than Gilbert and Kwame. Larry Hughes is about 3 years older. Antoine Jameson is like, what, 6, 7 years older? So they were veterans. They had the maturity. Abe Pollan didn't care. I didn't block anybody. I can't block you over there. I'm not a moderator, I don't think. They didn't make me a moderator over there, so I can't block you from somebody else's chat. I thought that was Al Harrington. I didn't know that was Larry Hughes. Maybe Gilbert Arenas should go work for them. Yeah. Cool. And ask Larry am I lying about anything that I said. Make sure you play him the video so he can see is I lying about anything I ever said. So if you know him personally, you know that he don't talk that much. You know Larry ain't talking that much. Now you ask somebody who was a headache on the team, right? Because at the end of that, that's what I told you. He went and got his money. They gave him an award in Cleveland, I believe. Larry Hughes got an award for the charity work and stuff that he did in Cleveland. Larry was not a troubled teammate like they tried to paint him out to be when the Cavs didn't win. You know, they blamed all the people around LeBron. Absolutely. Gilbert Arenas admits he was arrested like every weekend. That's how he put it. Him and his friends was always going to jail for something stupid. And Eddie Grunsfield would get him out of trouble. And that was his job. Keep protecting Gilbert because Gilbert is putting up points. He's making people talk about him. You know, he gives the interviews for the cameras. They think he's polarizing. He is the face. Kwame Brown, Abe Pollan, he only wanted the first pick in the draft to make a splash. That's all he wanted. Well, you got to make a splash. It wasn't about Kwame Brown was going to be the number one pick regardless, no matter what team it was. Abe Pollan just was like, let's keep the pick, make a big splash. The kid, we got a number one pick. Washington's in the headlines. That's all he wanted. So it was up to MJ if they were going to trade the pick or not. But whoever they traded, they were going to draft Kwame Brown number one anyway. It wasn't like the Washington Wizards, that was who they was going to take. Like it was up for grabs. All of them were going to take Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown would have had a better career had he not played with Michael Jordan. Period. If he went to the Bulls, he'd have been playing right away. Eddie Curry was thrown right into the fire. Why? Because the Bulls was a terrible team. Nobody expected nothing out of them. So you got your chance to go out and shine and play. Tyson Chandler got traded to Chicago. They got 2 7-foot rookies out of high school. They were both allowed to sink and swim. Larry Bird was the first person I heard say it. You reach, I teach. Larry Bird been saying that for years. That's just an old saying that people used to say on the basketball courts back in the 80s. Go ahead. You reach, I teach. So it was the same thing. Like everybody on the basketball court got something to say. And it just spread around. That's how mostly all the slang it's come from basketball courts. People will say something over there. Ooh, and one, you just sold that. Oh, your face on the floor. Face. Ah. It's all these sayings come from like basketball. No. You got to look at it from the whole point of view, right? Take it at face value, right? Let's say they were correct. Let's say all of them were correct. And one person was wrong. Or one thing was wrong. How would that affect Kwame Brown? How would that affect Gilbert Arenas? Gilbert Arenas has a more failed career, if you want to say, than Kwame Brown. His story is a what not to do. Everywhere he goes, Gilbert is looked at as a complete failure, not a success story. And he's okay with that. Ja Morant getting in trouble with a firearm, everybody dug up Gil. And he just glad somebody talking about him. Other than that, he was outside the glass looking in. They don't even consider him anything. Everybody reached out once Ja got in trouble. Kwame played 13 years in the league. He played more games than Gilbert Arenas. It ain't because Gil got hurt. It's because Gil got lazy. Gil got hurt. He didn't heal properly because he didn't rehab properly. He knows what's best for his body. He know what he's doing. They told him, stay off the leg for this long, that long. Nah, I'm going to do it this way. He wasn't doing what he properly should have been doing. Start getting all fat in the off season. See, the old Gil used to work out. The old Gil used to work his butt off on progressions and shots and all of these things. But he slacked off once he started getting fame, popularity. He had that time to be putting in all the work he was doing before. Got sloppy. Started running off at the mouth. I ain't playing today then. I'm not suiting up and all this. And then he got hurt. Right after all this ranting and raving. Ask Gil y'all should ask him the real questions. Ask him to step up. Why did all the talent start leaving Washington when you were there? Everybody was leaving. That's how y'all got D. Steve over there. Jeffries wanted out. Yeah, that's how everybody thought Jared Jeffries. Isaiah Thomas is from the University of Indiana. And Jared Jeffries, who we seen, because anybody from Indiana, Iowa, Purdue, Wisconsin, Ohio State, we didn't see. Okay, we Midwest. So we gonna see all of those guys, period. So Jared Jeffries was high on that list. Bobby Knight recruited him himself. Jared Jeffries is supposed to be the next, like Calvert Chaney type of player that they had, except for he ain't left-handed, but he is essential. So they were able to get him from the Wizards, and Isaiah Thomas was the general manager of the Knicks. So that's why they got Jared Jeffries over there, where he was going to be an intricate part of the team. That was the design. Oh, he was Big Ten Player of the Year. He was, come on, this is Jared Jeffries was a somebody. in that aspect. There was no joke about him. He was it. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. They had their best year was the 2005-2006, where they won 42 games. And no, the year before that, they had won 45. They got swept by the Heat in the conference semifinals. That was their first big splash year. So the next year, it was quite different. In Eddie first year, that's when they had the 25. Once they got certain players in position, that's when Jeffries is like, man, he wanted out. They should have kept Jared Jeffries. But that's a whole nother story. They get Andre Bloch, and his life went to crumbles. You can read about him or go on my channel and look up Andre Bloch and find out all that. But that was Gilbert's rook to deal with. So just let you know, you can blame everything on Gil. Gil put doo-doo in his shoes, all the kind of hazing that Gilbert does. It's Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, it's Gilbert Arenas. So after that season, where Larry, Antoine, and Eton was the captains in 2005, 2006, the whole team is reshaped. Eton is no longer the captain, but he's on the team. Gil is the captain now. Now, Wes Unseld Jr. is now on the assistant coaching team. They still got the same guy. They just added Wes Unseld Jr. Because here's the thing. Wes Unseld and the Washington Wizards in Washington, when they were the Bullets, everything, that he there for life. That's basically his team. Him and Abe right now hanging out. They hung out all the time. That's they buddies. So both of them in that big chuck wagon in the sky, riding into the sunset. Now, Gil is the height of the town. They just went to the second round of the playoffs. They riding the wave. They riding the high. So now they won 42 games. They were second in their division, and they played the Cavs in the second round. And we all know what happened. LeBron whispered in this dude ear, "But you miss these two, it's over." And the loser, chokes and misses two and blows the game and get the team eliminated. Right? The captain. But a big thing happened. Kwame was gone. He was no longer on the team. Gone. He was gone. So they got Caron Butler, right? That's how they got there. And they had the team that they wanted, right? They had Kwame. Kwame was gone. Said, forget that. Kobe Bryant was like, we'll take him. So Caron Butler, they weren't finna re-sign him. The Lakers weren't. So let's trade him and get something for him. So Chucky Atkins and Caron Butler was traded for Kwame Brown and LeBron Prophet. Now, Chris Mim was the starter. And then that's what he talking about. Oh, Chris Mim, you couldn't beat him out for the job. Interesting that they said that, but Chris Mim had ended his whole season. He went to March. He messed up his ankle. He needed surgery or whatever, and he was out for the rest of the year. Kwame took over and averaged 12 and 9 and started every game for the Lakers that year. So you mean to tell me that Kwame Brown couldn't play in the NBA? No, he actually could. Sorry, but he could. It's just the fact. You don't get 13 years in this league and you just don't know how to play basketball. And you playing with Kobe Bryant too? Nah, you ain't gonna be on the team that long. He played 3 years with Kobe. They'd have got you out of there in 1 year if you weren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't gonna get 3 years with Kobe Bryant. Trust me. You're gonna be out that door. if you ain't following suit, you out that door. What's up, KB? Oh man, if you just got here, man. Man, your boy Gil got some explaining to do. Because he sat there and tried to make it look like you was the face of the team, and and he was only paid to be the star of the team, but you was the face, and tried to make it look like you was the punk, but nobody was putting their hands on you. Stackhouse wasn't putting his hands on you. Stackhouse didn't hit you with no car. He was the one getting hit by cars. According to his own thing, he was getting hit from behind. So he got smart and went in front of the car and got hit. See how he never talk about that? Because he's trying to take everybody's attention away from him getting his ass whooped for 2 years straight that came out of his mouth. That's supposed to somehow mean he was tough because he just got his ass whooped. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing back, right? Now, this dude is pounding on him, and he ain't throwing no hands back. He ain't doing nothing. Talking about something. I wasn't going for it. That's why it was fights. No, it wasn't a fight. It was you getting your butt whooped. He was just taking it. And why was you taking it, Gil? Why were you taking it? Because you had to take it. You had to take that butt whooping because you was on a rookie contract. You knew I can't fight back. If you fought back, what's going to happen to you? You talking about the time you went and got a firearm and came back to the locker room. What was you going to do? Nothing. See, but he wants y'all to make it look like Kwame was weak for not doing something, for not yelling back at somebody else who's a senior on the team, who was already there prior. Now, we already told people that the captains, it was 3 captains on the team, and not one of them was Gilbert Arenas when Eddie Jordan got there. It was his first year. He was not crowning Gilbert Gilbert was paid to be the face of the team. He was the most improved player in the NBA coming from Golden State his second year. Most improved player. Yep. Eddie didn't assign captains the first year. It was the second year when he saw everybody, he kind of let the team dictate who the leaders is going to be. And the leaders was Larry Hughes, Eton. Eton was a captain. And Jerry Stackhouse. They were the leaders of that team. Now, Kwame was on the team. He's here. He could verify if I'm telling the truth or I'm not. Exactly. Wasn't nobody putting their hands on you, but he got whooped every day and he want credit for it. Like that was supposed to mean he was tough. If you ain't making no progress, you just a guy getting his ass whooped. You the one getting bullied. You are totally getting bullied.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's good?
Nothing much. I saw that little live with Gil, man. That boy, they're sick, man.
Yeah, he is. He's just so happy to talk. He ain't had nothing to talk about.
Yeah, the chat. See, ears and all of them don't understand that Gilbert was texting me this whole time. He be reading the chat. He found out the chat was tired of hearing him come up there and talk about me every day. So he just needed this story. He just found something. Yeah, he just found something to talk about. When he's on video saying, I was getting my ass whipped. I kept coming back. Like, that don't mean nothing. I'm just going to keep whooping your ass.
Right, that's what I was saying, dog. I'm like, this is like Rocky. Rocky get whooped by Creed in 1, 2, 3, he lose, 4, he lose. We ain't gonna say, man, we gonna be like Rocky, man. Why don't you stay down? You know, you ain't learned your lesson yet. No, one more round. I got it this time.
Yeah, Adrian.
Right. You just losing. You ain't making no progress, buddy.
Well, see, Gil know how to placate to the crowd, placate to the young people. He talk loud, get real aggressive. I'm the craziest one up here. And see, that's why I want to catch those little sound bites right there. Where he's a 3-time All-Star trying to threaten to strange the guy he don't know. So I told him that's the reason why he don't never want to come on the panel by himself. He admitted, he said, my voice triggers him. So he want to throw people in the way so that I don't have to talk to him because he's going to have to answer certain questions. He don't like talking to you now no more either because you go research all the shit he say.
Yeah, he was texting me. He loved that video when I'm throwing the punches, man. He just loved that clip. He done sent me that clip on DM. Like, he was, man, this is just funny. I love this scene. You throw them punches, man. That was something else.
Now he probably dodging the punches and punching back in the closet. You know he can't fight, so he just out there. Yeah, see, I whip him. Look how many times I hit him. He's showing his homeboys right now. Y'all see, I won. Y'all see, no, ain't nothing. He in there fighting you right now in the jumbotron.
Like, I could have took that one. I want to see if I can take that punch.
Hey, now you remember when he said he one of the hardest working guys in the league, right? Remember when he said that? Now I knew that the first week he got injured, or the first month he got injured, he was partying the whole time. Remember when I said he was going to jail?
Yep.
How come he just admitted to all of that on this video when he got upset? But prior to that, he was saying, oh, I'm the hardest working guy. I always worked out. I didn't get in no trouble. This is that. I came to the internet saying Ernie Grunfeld covered everything up. Then he said I went to jail every fucking weekend.
Yep, he said it out his own mouth, but I heard him say it. Every weekend I was going to jail, him and his friends.
So let me ask you
down there.
Let me ask you this: how didn't that hit the media?
Because Ernie's job was to take care of it, clean it up, make sure it didn't, and keep Gil looking good. Because Abe Pollin wanted to just say, this is working. Like, this guy's we actually winning games. We doing good. Nobody talking about Michael Jordan no more. Keep that guy, protect him. He just started the team. He was the captain after that.
Mm-hmm.
The year you was gone, that's when he became captain.
So why he couldn't become captain while I was there?
Because he wasn't, they didn't give it to him because all the stupid stuff he was doing. Eddie wasn't gonna give him that. When you was there, Eton was the leader, Jerry Stackhouse, and Larry Hughes. All three of them, and Larry didn't talk that much. And they like, how you know all that? You weren't in the locker room, because obviously I must have known somebody.
Yeah,
that was there.
But I talk that much, and Gilbert not telling y'all the truth. I'm the one. Remember that story about Eddie Jordan drawing on the board and talking about Gilbert Arenas need this much rope and all this other shit?
Mm-hmm.
I was the one about to goddamn choke Gilbert ass out. And I cussed Eddie Jordan out that day, and I left practice. I said, you just lost the team. They didn't like how vocal I was. Gilbert fronting like I didn't talk. I told Eddie Jordan, you just lost the team. You cannot have a different set of rules for Gilbert Arenas after you just told us what the rules were. So this is the reason why Gilbert Arenas is so mad at me. I'm the only one that stood up to him and called out his bullshit behavior, and he couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah. And see, everybody now, I'm like, I don't got to say anything because you was here. So the only thing is, and that's why I want you to explain to me, Gil, why did Jared Jeffries leave? Jared Jeffries was there before you. And he went to Eddie Grunfeld and requested he go to the Knicks. He wanted off the team. Why is that?
Because he's disrespectful as hell. You broke the news on the video of him rubbing his private parts on a man's glasses. That ain't all he do. Mm-hmm. He do all kind of stuff to people. And he do it to younger rookies. And this is what he don't tell people. He tortured these young rookies. And then if they hit him back or if they do anything to him, he knows he's protected by, I always say them white boys, but Abe Pollin and Ernie Grunfeld, who happen to be white. And so Gilbert loves the protection of them white guys, and he'll torture black guys with that protection.
Yeah.
And it has a negative effect on other people's career. Like when Nick Young and everybody else participate in his dumb shit, they're the only ones going to be penalized, not him.
Yeah. And the problem is that when he was getting penalized, they would find a way to omit it because they were winning at first. They were like, man, we winning games and we doing good. But Larry ended up getting his money and leaving because Gil was supposed to play the point and Larry's supposed to be the two. But Gil want to shoot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
See, and now you finna mess up his money for the second time.
Right. Because he found out Larry can play point guard. And Larry is actually a really good point guard, but he can score as well. So it's weird because he can play defense against point guards because Gilbert didn't want to play defense. So he had Larry on the best scorer, but then he had Larry bringing the ball up so he could shoot more.
Yeah.
It was a weird little thing, but Larry was good enough to do either one.
Yep. And they brought in Antoine when they got rid of Jerry Stackhouse that year. Because when he signed that 2-year extension, Abe was getting rid of him because Abe didn't want him anyway. Jordan brought him over there because he from North Carolina. Mike knew his game. So he was like, oh, let me bring him on over here. And I don't even know why Brendan Haywood talking at all. You was only on the team because you was from North Carolina.
Hold on, Brendan was talking. Let me turn it up. Brendan Haywood said something?
Oh, yeah, in a text message. And Kwame Gil gonna show it on the screen. And he was talking about you like, Kwame was and all this. Brendan Haywood, yeah. I'm like, Brendan Haywood shouldn't even be talking.
What did the softy say? What he said?
Let me see if I can go and find it and pull this up. Let me see if I can go and find Gil's video and pull it up. He showed some text message where he was texting back and forth with him. And
there we go.
Okay. All right, yeah, man, it's right on the part too. That's man, if you want to talk about accuracy, it's right on the par. So let me go over here and pull this up. There it is. Talking about some. Nah, we never heard that story. This man will say anything to make himself the hero. That's what Gil's saying. Yo, my first year in DC after MJ left, who was the face of that team going into the season, me or Kwame? And he gonna say Kwame, Brendan Haywood. He's like, same stuff I remember. This Negro talking about he was supposed to be trading for Elton. Goofy A reverts back to the 2001 draft. And then he putting up this emoji thing right here. Brendan Haywood just need to just shut up. He don't know what the hell going on. He just jumping in and stuff.
I don't think Brendan said that. Now that I read the text, I don't think Brendan said that.
I don't, you know, with Gil, you can't really trust it.
Yeah, Gilbert's trying to add people into it. That's all.
Right, because what Gil would do is Gil would take people's statements out. So he probably asked him a whole nother question, and Gil played with text messages. We already know that. To get it to say what he wanted to say. He'll take out certain comments he made, and if that answer was there, whatever, but Brendan Haywood was really only there because he was from North Carolina. That's it. You know, that's the only reason really he was still there with MJ and everything else, that whole North Carolina crew and MJ's boys and everything else. I ain't really gonna dog him, but Brendan Haywood to me was, you know, he was just what he was. He was just basic to me. I really didn't see the greatness in him or anything. I just thought he was just, you know, a yes man. That's pretty much how I saw it. But this is how Gil do. He go rope other people in and try to get everybody caught up in the stuff. Man, where you at? You on a boat?
Oh no, I'm on my tractor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on the
Look
tractor.
at that. Getting the work done early.
Yeah, I just chopped up some wood. I gotta flip it around. Hold on. How do I flip this damn thing? Oh, I can't. I don't know how to flip it on stream, y'all. But yeah, okay. I just chopped up some wood. I'm finna just change this thing out and go get it. But when I came in, I just can't believe Gil is still trying to portray that something happened to me in the locker room when we done had 4 or 5, 6, 7 teammates say the same thing about me in the locker room. He's the only guy that got these stories. I don't get it.
Yeah, because he want to take the stories off him because everybody laughing at him for getting whooped up. But the thing is he told the story.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But now I heard that ears believe it. He like, yeah, I think he was getting punked in the locker room. I'm like, so you saying I got punked in the locker room, but there's a dude saying that he got beat up every day, but he just came back.
Yeah, see that just shows. It just shows about his character. It wasn't crazy. Less than an hour. He was already talking on a video with Tommy. So that's why I said he showed his hand. He played his whole hand. He showed exactly who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, that crackhead Ezel dude can't come back no more. He don't.
Ezel.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm like, what they say. So, but now, see, that's what Gil do. He got guys now. He paying to come into my chat like, yeah, you got beat up. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, if I got beat up 20 years ago, shouldn't Gil just be able to whip my ass and just go ahead and get it over with? Since he saw Stack do it, why can't he do it? He done been in over 200 fights. he said he done been in over 200 fights. He done saw me got punked. Why don't he get his turn to punk me?
Right.
He want the crowd to pump me. Ooh, he got beat up, y'all. I told y'all he got punked. He just want to be liked, man. I told him, I said, you need a friend, man. The nigga called me asking me for business advice and then get online and talk shit about it. Dog, you a weirdo. I said, literally, you a weirdo. I'm not gonna talk about your mama no more, but I'm gonna talk about your brothers. I said, my brothers don't give a fuck what you say. My brothers just gonna mess you up if you keep talking about my mama. That's always gonna happen. But he said he done with that.
Yeah,
well, we helping this show though. Go ahead. I didn't hear you.
Yeah. I ain't trying to help this show.
You helping it because
not for free.
But listen, every time you say something, he react to everything you say, everything I say.
I know. That's why I ain't saying no more about his show. That's why it's still bad. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. It was terrible. Yesterday's show was awful.
He was talking about me again.
Not on the show. He was talking about the actual game with the Lakers. Do they have a chance to finish it off and all that? This dude, you can see how terrible it is. This dude got his keys laying on the damn table in the middle of the show. Like he just walked in and threw his keys on the table. I'm like, dog, like you have no concern, no care about.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down. Carcino said no keys.
Yeah, no keys on the table. The show is terrible. And the thing is it's so funny because he wants to make people believe that that he's the star or whatever. Like it's like the show is successful. He's going on. He's like, remember he said, if you go look at the things that's on there, it ain't there no more. I'm like, Gil, it's still there. No, it ain't. I said, Gil, it's still there. I can show you right now. Look at that. Remember that I told you they had that cheap ass font? You got all that in there, dog. Look at this cheap ass font they got coming up. Still coming up on the show. It's all tacky. It's like the editing work is so awful. You can see the glitches in it as it's on the screen. This is like something you get in the tester. Nothing on it whatsoever. Just as bland as hell. Just pop right up.
Is it still his boy doing that? Junkie?
I don't know. I don't know if that's Uncle Crack. I don't know if it's Uncle Crack doing that. He was like, well, we got all these people. They got to figure out YouTube. YouTube ain't hard to figure out. If they've been doing editing on movies, this ain't that hard to figure out. They probably told him that. Well, we're just trying to figure it out. We're going to try to make it work. And look how he got it coming in. Look how he do. It's like he just walked in there. He got the keys right on the damn table. The keys on the table. I'm like, what the hell you got the keys on the table for? Like you just walked in, threw the keys on the table. All right, what we doing today? All right, let's go. Yeah, it's looking like everyday struggle. They got a beautiful setup that's finna go down the drain. Because you got incompetence there.
It ain't gonna go down the drains, you know. He gonna rent it to one of them gamers. Somebody that can actually use a studio and not just some jackass like him.
Yeah. Now look, the whole show, I'm just focusing on the keys. I'm like, man, you got the keys right there on the damn table. What the hell? Like this man got the keys, the alarm right there on the damn table. I'm like, what the hell he got that up there for?
Uh-oh, Gil, you're gonna have to go back and get your second round of lipo, boy. You picking back up weight, boy.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's spending 4 hours on the PC every day. 4-5 hours. Just sitting in that chair.
He gonna have to pick back up that lipo session because he about to get back chunky. File his shoulders down again, Gil.
Yep, you can tell. He blowing back up. He looking like a thumb now. He looking like this thumb right here. I draw a goatee on this thumb. That's him. What the hell you talking about, Cito? Yeah, you look like a thumb. Look at him. That's thumb. That's thumb head right there. Look at the thumb head. Think I'm joking? Look. Identical twin. My thumb, his head. Look at that. Look at the perfect match. Look, it matched right up with his head. It matched. Perfect match. It matched up perfect with his head. Goddamn thumb.
Damn, Gil. Hey, look here. He gonna send you some more threats now. I told you. Is it this peace or it's gonna be war?
Goddamn thumb head, man.
He gonna send you some more threats.
I'm like, how you gonna have a professional show? Well, it ain't really his show. It's Underdog Fantasy Show. That's why the channel and all that, they were like, they pay him all of the subscribers he's getting on the show. That'll be his subscribers. When they sign up a new subscriber, he'll get some subscriber money. Other than that, that's it. If they are getting the subscribers, those people who are signed up to Underdog Fantasy, that dictates how much money they really going to get back on the show. So his 2-year deal is continuing. Like if they're going to do the 2 years, they're going to be trying to do it to recoup and say, hey, okay, we're going to keep promoting this show. Well, we got to find out what's wrong, why it ain't working, why this ain't happening, why people ain't signing up, and like what's going on with the show. I understand that's his buddy, but JJ just ain't cutting it. He ain't cutting it. You know, as I'm saying, a lot of people are going to have to go. That's I like, if they want to fix that show, a lot of people got to go.
He all is right now. But my question is, why is he online bragging about a show that is failing and the numbers are being pushed by a machine?
Because that's what he knows. He sat there and bragged about his numbers before the show. My page before it was inactive for all this time. But look at my numbers before that. You know why the numbers was like that before that? Because Fubu had this channel. Fubu had the channel. So they boost his numbers up. Because his channel was owned by Fubu at the time. And then he got his channel back once he separated from Fubo and did that when his show was over or whatever, he got that channel back. It went back down when no more activity on it. So he got all those videos back, and then that was over. Then when Underdog Fantasy came, he basically sold it back to them. So now they took control over it. So now they run that channel.
So basically, again, Gilbert is all cap.
Yeah, and on this one, he want to start a network where he can build and have other podcasters come in there and pay the rent. And that's why he was like, I'm just gonna get these other houses, so I could just have them. Because the rent over there where Gil stays about $30,000 a month. The other place where he talking about, well, that's his house. I don't think he really owns that house. Somebody owned that house though. Like they just got it for about a week ago. No, it wasn't about 2 weeks ago. Somebody I think is closing on the house. But that's out his price range. That house is worth 3 to 4 times more than where Gil is living now. Gil got the ghetto house out of the whole neighborhood. He got the cheapest house over there.
Don't tell him that, Cino. You gonna make him goddamn jump through the phone. I don't care. I don't know what Cino talking about. Boy, he gonna go through the phone now, boy.
Right. Your house, that house is like 3.4 million. The house I was looking at that I was gonna buy just to mess with him is worth 7.9. I can say I'm gonna come over there and look at the house. Then I can go stop by. I'm like, my buddy here. Let me stop by his house. He gonna be, how you get past the gate? I'll be, I came to go see a house. Told you I can get past security.
Shit, he gonna be telling security, shoot him right now. I said shoot him.
I was like, it's a house right by your house. It's for sale for 7.9. And I was like, I should put in my bid for this house and then say, nah, I don't want it. I'm gonna go check it out. But I can get on the list and go down there, and then I'm gonna go ring his bell. He's gonna be, what? What you doing here? How you get past security?
He gonna take off running and go get something. Oh shit, they gonna see though. Goddamn, I ain't scared.
Security. Oh my God.
Yeah, I ain't scared. Security get him. I'm not scared though. Security get him.
Brandon Jennings. Sean McCann. Somebody do something. Close the door. Call the cops. Call the cops. He ain't supposed to be on this property. That boy gonna have a heart attack when he see me. The look on his face when I ring that bell.
Man, that'll be hilarious, boy.
Yeah. Boy, he
Gilbert.
would be blown away. He see that, boy, he'd be blown away. I'll be like, I told you I can get past security with no problem. Yeah, they walk me in. You live in an HOA, buddy. They gonna walk me right on in.
Hey, but look, he got my face at the gate talking about shoot him. I'm like,
Yeah.
That boy so cap. He telling
I'm like, right. I'll be like, all I got to do is call the HOA and say, I want to go look at some properties over there.
right. You telling security
they gonna
guards.
walk me right in.
Yeah, he telling security guards to shoot at civilians. That ain't bothering. Boy, that's sick. Cap and Gill. We need to make a song, Cap and Gill, because that's all he do is cap.
Oh boy, that dude, he'll see something, he'll turn it and make a whole nother story. See, he said Kwame Brown said this, but what he's trying to say is no, he's already said it. So ain't no trying to say. He always come up with a remix. There's always a remix put in there.
Well, he's banking on people believing him because he's the quote unquote bigger celebrity. That's all he's doing.
He's a celebrity, but can't get treated like one by the celebrities.
Right.
That's why he got to come deal with us.
Yeah, like everything he say about me on YouTube is really about him.
Mm-hmm.
That boy there is special.
Yeah, and I'm like, he got to explain why all the talent in Washington kept leaving. And they kept leaving. Right. He got to get to that point. He avoiding that. Why Jared Jeffries leave?
He gonna call Jared Jeffries. See, Jared Jeffries is my friend. No, Jared Jeffries just tolerates you because he knew he couldn't do nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
But when he had a chance, he got the hell away from you.
Yeah. When he talked to Jared Jeffries, he said, did you go to Ernie Grumper and said you want off the team? Ernie didn't trade him, and he wanted to go to the Knicks. So when Isaiah Thomas got him, because they both went to Indiana. You know, he's an Indiana guy. So right away he got him. Isaiah wanted him, signed him for like $30 million or like 30. I think it's $30 million or $40 million contract, and Washington didn't match it. They had the choice to match it, so he would have been on the team had they matched it. But they was like, nah, let him go. He don't want to be here. Let him go. So they didn't match the deal. And that's how they got D. Steve. But everybody was gone. Everybody was packing up. But Brendan Haywood, the yes man, he's sticking around.
I'm moving a piece of wood. I don't want to be loud on the panel, so I got no mute.
Okay. So Caron Butler, Gill, and Antoine Jameson became the captains. All three of them became captains. in that season, 2006, 2007. I told y'all what happened with Gil when he got hurt. Gil, a lot of people that had the same injury Gil had and could have bounced back. Gil wasn't doing what he wanted to do and doing what he supposed to be doing properly to get himself back into shape to get back on the court. He was too much partying, bullshitting. And that's why everything about him went down the toilet. Now, here's something I want Gilbert to address also. Gilbert Arenas, when you were in Washington, before you was in Washington, when you was in Golden State, when you was talking about you was taking those ass whoopings, right? That's what I want to know. When you was taking those ass whoopings over in Golden State, why in the world, all of a sudden, they got rid of Chris Mills? Remember? He only played a few games before he was gone after the incident he had with Bonzi Wells. I want you to talk about that. Because that whole second season, when you shine, he got in trouble and he didn't play no more. Now, this should have been internally, but they shut him down and he never played another game in the NBA. Who did you tell in the organization about him hitting you with that car and injuring your hip? You didn't just talk to him in the locker room. Who else did you tell, Gil? That's what we want to know. Who'd you tell?
No wonder he got so much damn security. He around here telling.
Yeah. Chris Mills was out the NBA completely.
I was wondering what happened to him.
After that, he never played another game after that. He was done. David Stern shut him down. And they had previous history because somebody told about what was going on in that locker room.
Oh, I wonder
somebody
who.
was telling. So now we see that we got somebody telling over here. We got a mouse in the house. See, Gil, that's why I told you to stay down, man. I tried to tell you.
Hey, somebody in the comment section, Kwame can't get none of his former teammates to take up for him. You mean Chris Whitney, Jahadi White, Eton Thomas? Those are not teammates?
Right. Eton was one of the captains of the team, sir. It's just that you choose to listen to who you want to listen to.
Right.
Right. You want to omit what they saying. Oh, they just friends with Kwame.
Right. The people who talking shit about me is just friends with Gil.
Right. Exactly. But they don't see it that way.
They want to they starstruck.
Yep.
The man on the panel saying, I got my ass whipped every day, and then calling me a punk. Like, it don't even make sense.
If we say so, we ain't gotta say so. You got a video, it's on video. We ain't gotta say so when it's on video.
Yeah, the man say he got his ass whipped every day, but then he could come out and call another person a punk because he alleged that somebody talked to me live. Wow. Only in America.
Yep.
You can't even answer a real question. Man.
See him up here. I want him up here right now. I want to know who was he talking to? Who did he tell on about in that locker room? Did you go tell the general manager? Did you tell the owner? Who you tell about Chris Mills whooping your ass and hitting you with a car?
I'm finna drop down and I'm finna text him and I'm gonna turn this tractor back on so I can move some more of this wood. But I'm gonna text him real quick and call him a snitch. That might make him get mad. I'm gonna text him. Carson over there saying you snitching, boy. I knew you was a teller.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can run him over here. But I'm gonna jump back in the chat though.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right. Yeah. So that's what we want to know, man. Why are you telling on people? That man never played again in the NBA. He never played again. And Gil got out of town because Gil know he can't be in California with that man. He had to get out of there ASAP. Pew! He got up and out. Hello?
Big Cino, young.
What's up?
When you was shadow boxing the screen with Gilly Young, you had me rolling, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this dude Cino don't let up for nothing, man. It's
That's
hilarious.
right. He can get the whole smear.
I was like, this dude Cino is a trip, young.
Yeah.
I salute to your chat, man.
Thanks, bro.
I just wanted to say, keep doing what you're doing, having fun with it, keep it entertaining, man. I just noticed you the only one out of everybody that just want to keep it entertaining, keep it funny, and keep it cool. Like, no disrespect, no drama, just all facts type shit.
Right. Ain't no need to do that, but I want to know, Gil got to talk about something real. We like, Gil, what's going on, man? We gonna have you up here on this panel. You got to put your feet to the fire and answer some questions now.
Now hold on. He did answer. He did say one thing. Kwame was smart for not fighting Jerry Stackhouse. But Cino, do you think if Kwame Brown would have worked harder on the basketball court and started to put up numbers, would that have been a more positive way to show his teammates that he wasn't, quote unquote, what Gil say, was soft or a punk?
Well, the thing is you got to have the ball, right? I mean,
Kwame
Brown can't dribble the ball up and go one-on-one and take it. Gil got the ball in his hands. He gonna shoot. You got about 3-4 guys on the team arguing about, man, this dude is getting shots up. I just told you Jared Jeffries asked to get off the team because he couldn't. Right, he couldn't. That messes with people's money. You got one guy who already paid, and you got other guys on the team trying to have success. And then when they bring it up, it wasn't just he trying to make it look like Kwame the only one got a problem with it. No, everybody else had a problem with it too. It was obvious because he got to the point where I ain't gonna shoot this game. Y'all shoot. I don't care. Y'all shoot.
You're right. You're right about that. Because I think he did say he didn't shoot the ball until the end of the game. But Kwame could have got the ball off the backboard though, like rebounds and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get the rebounds. I mean, there was some games he did get the ball and he showed what he could do. He was scoring like 30 points, 20 points. They stopped that. They're like, oh man, we ain't doing all that. So it ain't like Kwame don't have the ability to do that. If somebody keeps going to him and say, hey, this is what we want to do. You see, people in the NBA used to have a strategy, what they would do. The Bulls do it now. They want to let their big man get cooking earlier, let him get some touches.
True.
Like you got to feed your big man and keep him involved in the game, or sometimes they'll just shut down. I've seen that happen on a 5-on-5 on the court. He ain't getting the ball. He's gonna be like, well, hell, F it. I ain't gonna be killing myself down here. I'm getting setting screens, getting hit, and I ain't never getting the ball.
Yeah, you're right, but I wouldn't just give up like that. I mean, I would try to, I would just.
I've never seen Kwame give up. I don't know what they talking about. I went back and watched these games. I ain't seen him give up.
I don't see him give up neither.
I mean, you won't play. This man played with Kobe Bryant. You're not gonna believe if you give up. Do you think you're gonna be around 3 years with Kobe?
Kobe. Hold on, Cino. I don't think you should bring that up because it was proven that Kobe Bryant got rid of Kwame Brown It was
Yeah,
the reason why he left LA, but I wouldn't bring up Kobe.
I would bring up Kobe because he stayed 3 years with Kobe Bryant. He scored 81 points with Kobe Bryant on the court. So I'm like, I will bring up Kobe Bryant, but him and Kobe had an argument. According to Kwame, he brought it up on his live. And after that argument, he played like I think one more game, and he was traded for Pau Gasol. But Kwame, I mean Kobe respected him after that. Because Kobe could be wrong. Everybody could be wrong about something, but he definitely was good for them because he was setting picks, screens, and when Chris Mihm went down, he got in there. He was averaging 12 and 9 when Chris Mihm went down.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, he was averaging 6 and 6 in a reduced role. Chris Mihm was in there. Then when Chris Mihm was out for the season, Kwame got in there.
Well,
And when Kwame got there, he was averaging 12 and 9.
That could be true.
It ain't could be true. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. But Kobe did. Kobe said in the interview. Kobe said in the interview that Kwame didn't want the ball. That's why that was the argument. That's why he dropped him from the team. That's why I said don't bring up Kobe.
Right.
That's the only reason why I'm saying I don't know what happened. I don't know what he averaged or none of that. But I do remember hearing Kobe Bryant say that he didn't want the ball, and he told Phil Jackson that, man, we got to get him out of here.
I don't remember that.
Oh, anyway, I ain't want nothing seen. I just called to come up to tell you how hilarious your ass is, man. You crazy dude, man. Anyway, keep up the entertainment, man.
Brother, where are you getting these stories from?
What?
Where are you getting these stories from about me?
No, I'm watching on YouTube the Kobe Bryant documentary. Like you can pull it up. You can put Kobe Bryant versus Kwame Brown or Kobe Bryant on Kwame Brown, stuff like that. It's on YouTube.
And where did they get those stories from?
This was when Kobe was like, when the video that I seen, he was like talking to a group of up young coming players, and like white, like it was some NBA staff all in a staff meeting or a room or something. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. And he was just like, he said he had respect for you. He just was like, as a player, he had to get you out of there because you ain't want the ball. You was scared to shoot the ball.
How come you only remember when Kobe said something negative about me after a near fight, but you don't remember when Kobe was defending me and saying all the positive stuff? I was a hard worker and all those things.
I said Kobe said that. I just said don't bring up. I don't think he should bring up Kobe
as an example. Hold on, bro. Let me get something out because you talking a lot. You only hearing secondhand information from other people. And what
I heard it from YouTube.
Can I finish the sentence though, brother?
Go ahead.
I know you already said you heard it from YouTube already. There's no need to interrupt to say that again. But what I'm saying is you're talking about a situation where before that, Kobe Bryant said Kwame Brown was one of the hardest working guys. But then when I got traded, we was about to get in a fight in the locker room. Why don't you go ask YouTube why they didn't tell you about that?
Who am I? What I'm supposed to email YouTube and ask YouTube why they didn't put that video up?
Good question. That's the point. They're always going to highlight something negative about me. They're not going to tell you, the average consumer, the actual truth, that my foot was in an ice bucket in the locker room. Now, there's 15 other players on the team. Kwame Brown went viral on the internet. I'm pretty sure Carcino, you, or somebody can validate this story. Gary Beatty, Chip Schaefer. There's a whole organization that I just said that I was about to fight Kobe when he came in the locker room after me, and I found out he snuffed Shamaki Walker. And I said, you're not going to do that to me. It's going to take this whole staff to peel me off your ass if you swing on me. So
that's what's up.
Hold on, brother. I know you probably are detracted, so you want to talk fast, but Carcino needs this content, brother, because he knows how to go fact check. So all he has to do, or all you have to do, is go fact check what I'm saying. And there's no need to get on the internet and keep trying to make a person look a certain way because it makes you feel better to make up these stories or say whatever. The person is right here. So all you got to do is go look up the information.
Now can I ask you one question? Is it a video of that or a story of that?
Why would it be a video?
Can I finish answering you the question?
So I'm
asking you because I want to know.
No,
is it a story or a video of that Kobe Bryant situation you had in the locker room online?
Sir, that is a dumb question. Why would there be a video in the locker room? What you think somebody's stupid enough to record Kobe Bryant about to get in a fight in the locker room? Why
Oh,
would you
okay.
ask that
So that
question?
brings me back to why would you ask me to go look it up if I can't find it?
You can go look it up by doing some research, by looking up the players that was on the team. And if you might, you might be able to get in contact with one of these players. Lamar Odom was on the team. You might be able to talk to him. Smush Parker was on the team. You might be able to talk to him. Why just ask me all the
Those
questions?
guys are not on YouTube though, Kwame.
I
You on
understand.
YouTube.
I understand they're not on YouTube, brother, but they have Instagram. They have Twitter. There's a lot of ways to get in touch with people. It just seems like you can go look on YouTube, but you're too lazy to find out a story like that.
I didn't know that story exists. I didn't know Kwame Brown got into a fight with Kobe Bryant.
Kwame Brown didn't get into a fight with Kobe Bryant. You just
Well,
changed.
about to get into a fight with Kobe Bryant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, my bad. About to get into Kobe. That would be huge. That'll be something to look at. Yeah, I would like to see that.
What is so huge about that?
That you stood up for yourself. That's huge. Gilbert say that you don't stand up for yourself. That would be huge.
There's nothing.
Why do you take Gil's word as law?
He's a fanboy because there's
right. That's what I'm saying.
You're
taking Gil's word as law because it came out of Gil's mouth. It must be real.
So let me ask him this. I'm sorry for interrupting. Why won't you ask Gil why he never stood up to getting his ass whipped?
I did.
So what did he say? He just kept.
He said Go ahead. Tell me when I can talk.
No, I'm just asking. He just kept coming back to get his ass whooped, and that's the guy you listening to?
He when I asked him, he simply replied and said, because he wasn't going for nothing. He was just a badass. He was a troll. He was ignorant. They wasn't gonna bully him. He said that he was just gonna keep fucking with him. That's what he said.
They threw him in a pool. They hit him with a car. They beat his ass every day. Why he ain't?
Every day, yeah.
So why he?
Okay, so
why he ain't never whooped no ass one day?
I guess because he can't fight.
Oh, okay.
I guess he can't fight, but the thing is though, he stood up for himself, and I believed it because
how did he stand up for himself?
It's Gilbert Arenas.
How did he stand up himself? By talking and bringing guns?
Well, no, he kept getting his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped the first time.
Sir, that's not standing up for yourself.
Can I answer the question?
Okay, I'm trying to explain to you. That's not standing up for yourself, but just by getting your ass whooped.
Okay, can I finish what I'm trying to say, and then you can tell me, please?
Yes, sir.
I'm being respectful.
I just said yes, sir.
Kwame, the guy said he got his ass whooped every day. So the man kept going back messing with people until he got his point across. Look, I'm going to stand up for myself. Y'all are not going to bully me and treat me like some rookie. That's all.
Then what you're saying don't make sense, because if he's going back to messing with people, then how is that standing up for yourself?
Okay, Kwame. Okay.
Please answer that.
I'm about to answer you. I'm listening. Charles. They said Charles Oakley pulled Gatorade on you. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing.
Now
is that true?
Now you acting like a sweetheart. Now answer the question.
Okay, what's the question?
Answer the question. You heard.
What's the question?
You just got caught.
What's the question?
You heard the question. You just got caught. You running your mouth.
Can you repeat the question?
No.
Okay, so now you're not going to repeat the question.
You want to pretend like a smart guy? Then be smart. You want to be smart, be fast talking. You got caught. Because that's not standing up for yourself if you fucking with people every day. He got his ass whooped for fucking with people, and he didn't win one goddamn fight, so that's not tough, sweetheart.
No, they were, as NBA rookies, they were trying to force him to carry.
Hey, I'll holler at you. I just exposed this troll. I just wanted to expose it. I'll holler at you. Go ahead and run. That's standing up. Because you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo.
Go ahead and run, Kwame.
You just said.
Go ahead and run, Kwame.
Okay, now I can't talk. Get it on record. Now I can't talk. Get it on record. Okay, now you want to say the same thing over and over again because you're emotional. But the man just caught himself up, and he wasn't man enough to say, you know what? You're right about that. Because if you're going to go fuck with people, then you deserve to get your ass whooped. That's not standing up for yourself. So salute to you, weirdo. I'll holler at you, Cito. Mama's cooking, bitch.
Hey, Cito, I was trying to say that Gilbert said as a rookie that they was trying to make him carry their bags and go make them buy donuts and disrespect all the rookie players because that's NBA tradition. What I'm trying to say is he stood up for himself, saying that he wasn't going to let the older guys bully him into doing those traditions. That's what I was trying to say, Cena.
Okay, and now I'm gonna answer your question. Gilbert
Okay.
Arenas did that to every rookie. He did that to every rookie that was on the Washington Wizards that came through. He didn't put doo-doo in their shoes. He didn't change like the numbers on a jersey. He didn't snitch their girls. He took Swaggy P glasses, rubbed them on his balls. He did all the same things he's talking about.
Right.
That I wasn't gonna do all that. They wasn't gonna make me do all that. And I ain't going with that. I ain't going for that. He did X, Y, and Z to all of these people, tying them up. Swaggy Pete and got it was to the point, but they can't do anything because they're under a rookie contract. See, and he knows, and that's why it's like you making allowances for Gil, saying, "Oh, he stood up for himself," but Kwame is on it. But that's why he ain't do nothing because he was a rookie. You said
okay,
that.
okay. I get
Gave
your
him
point.
that. But
Yeah,
Kwame, he was a rookie. He's a run. So what was he? And this was just yelling. Nobody was putting their hands on Kwame.
You was
Nobody
trying.
put their hands
You
on Kwame
basically
Brown.
saying
All he did was yell in the locker room, and Kwame didn't say anything back. So that's what he's saying his claim was. That ain't getting bullied. That ain't nothing. But everybody
I get what you're saying.
Get orange juice or go grab some for the veteran players. Magic Johnson had to do that for Kareem. He had to go get Kareem orange juice every morning and have his newspaper every morning. And Kareem wouldn't even drink the orange juice. He would just be like, "Nah, this ain't right." And was
they didn't stand up. So they didn't stand up for. I get what you're saying. So they didn't. So their players didn't stand up for themselves only because they was under a rookie contract. That's why they didn't stand up for themselves. Cena?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, mostly you ain't gonna you under a rookie deal, dog. They can get rid of you. You right before you get to some money. Are you kidding? Hell no, you ain't gonna mess up that money.
Was Gil under a rookie deal the same year as Kwame?
Yeah, they came in the league together.
So Gil was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna risk my deal." I guess that's the difference between him and Kwame. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just risk my deal. Y'all ain't gonna bully me. If they cut me, they cut me."
How you should figure that? Gil didn't
No,
hit that.
I'm asking.
No, Gil is trying to. That's what I'm saying. He took the ass whoopings because that's why he never did nothing back. He just took an ass whooping every day because he knew I can't get messed up here. I'm under a rookie deal. I got to get my money. He already spent all his money. He was living in the stadium. He was living in the Oracle Stadium.
Yeah, he said that.
Right, because he spent up all his money. So this is a guy with no money, rookie deal. He trying to get to the money. He had to leave there and go to another team to get his deal. This is what happened to him. So this guy ain't stand up for himself. He took them ass whoopings because he was under a rookie deal. So he couldn't do nothing. He could try to play tough, but he wasn't doing no fighting. He was just getting his ass whooped. I swear to God, if you hit me with a car, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be my deal. The deal,
you a fool, yo.
I'm gonna figure it out another way because we ain't gonna do this.
You a fool, man. But all right, but I'm gonna just say this, I think that if Kwame would have put up better forth on the court, he would have turned out better as far as like not being a punk. That's what I think Gil's point is. As far as Gil though, that nigga just be trolling.
You can't be see, the thing is that someone has to get you the ball. The offense ain't designed for him. Okay, Kwame wasn't there. Okay, let's say Kwame wasn't on the team anymore. What happened with the team after that? Why they couldn't succeed then? The other guys still wasn't getting the ball. He wasn't the only.
They went to the playoffs that year when Kwame left.
They went to the playoffs that year when Kwame was on the team. They won more games. They won less games.
Kwame didn't play in the playoffs for the Wizards. I'm a Wizards fan. He didn't play in the playoffs with the Wizards.
They went to the playoffs with Kwame Brown on the team. I'm telling you, they went. And they went to the
they went, but he didn't. Did he play in a playoff game?
They went to the second round against. I think they lost to the Miami Heat. They got swept.
Kwame
against.
didn't play in the playoffs with the Wizards. Get us, Sino.
He left in the I think game 2. He went home in the playoffs in the second round.
No, he went home when they played the Knicks because he hurt his foot that year. I'm a Wizards fan, Gil.
Okay, well, I'm telling you,
I'm sorry.
He was on the team.
Yeah, okay,
When
yeah, you can say that.
Right, he was on that
He was
team
on the
that won
team,
the most games that they won when Gil was there. Kwame was on the team.
Yeah,
the year
I
after
he was on the team.
Cleveland, they lost in Cleveland the very next year. So was anybody else producing on the team or getting shots? And no, they weren't. People were complaining. Stackhouse was
Karan Butler, he was getting points. Larry Hughes was getting points.
Because Karan was a captain. Gil was a captain, Karan was a captain, and Antoine Jameson was the captain.
They was producing numbers.
They were producing numbers because they talked to Gil. They got Gil. They were friends with Gil. They knew how to deal with it. So that's how they were able to say, okay, the team was Gil's. He was the captain at that time. Antoine was a role player. He played with him in Golden State. He knows Gil. This is how we going to roll with him. Gil lied about everything that he talked about. He was the most improved player in the NBA in his second year at Golden State. So he left Golden State and came here, and that's how he got that big multi-$50 million deal. So he was the face of the Washington Wizards. It was never going to be Kwame Brown. They never was doing that for Kwame. He wasn't like, I came, you was the face, you ain't want it, I took it. He ain't take nothing.
That as a Wizards fan, I can agree with that. Kwame was never supposed to be I ain't gonna say supposed, but people wasn't rooting for Kwame to be no damn leader of the Wizards. No, I can agree with you there.
Right. So Gil was just lying. And that's what the premise was. He was lying. He was making that up in his mind and pushing that to try to make Kwame look weak. Like he didn't want to take the lead. So I have to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I ain't seen no fan. Peace, man. I love your channel.
Look, the man just told you.
I love your Patreon. I love your Patreon.
Said, oh, thank you. I had to get on ears on the Patreon. I had to get on here.
Oh, yeah. I already seen all that. I'm already hip to all that. I don't even know why you waste your time on that, dude.
Yeah, well, I felt like I needed to, just get it off my chest once, and that's the only time I need to talk about it.
Right.
Because he the only one still talking about the same thing for like 5 days in a row. What I said was, I understand. I ain't said I agree. And right there, still 4 days later. See, because what I said was, I understand. Just because I said I understand, and I just said I understand. I ain't said I agree. I don't get it. I'll be like, oh, Jesus Christ, man.
I like the Mason videos and all that stuff you do. I don't really get into all the beef too much, but I like the little Mason shit that you be doing and like all of the real type news. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna have a lot today, so get ready.
Anyway, peace, Sino. Be easy, brother.
Be easy, John. That was John Lewis. He said KB played in the series versus the Bulls. I thought he did. I thought he left in the Miami series. And that's what I remember. But well, I don't know, man. I want Gil to explain to me what happened. Yeah, that's all I want to know. What happened? I need to know what happened with Golden State when you were the most improved player of the year. That's what I want to know. Yeah, when he was the most improved player of the year, that's all that mattered. That season, he was with Chris Mills. Till Chris Mills got into that incident with Bonzi Wells, right? Then all of a sudden, all the stuff he did internally started coming up. No, Gil knows the guy who makes 2K. Zeno, stop giving him tips. Hey, I gave him a tip, but he ain't gonna like it. Gil already told him that. Look, you gotta fire your homeboy. But now that's gonna be something he gonna have to do. But he's like, oh, he finna be a producer anyway. He don't want to be on the show like that. He need to be off the show. Seahorn, the man tell a whole bunch of lies. He's trying to make people lie, believe that the house he got is his. But we'll see in the end. Why don't they talk about Bonzi Wells? Well, Bonzi Wells had a rough time. He wasn't an easy locker room guy. Oh, what is info his employee spilled? Oh, his employee, what Gilbert did was fly this guy out. Well, he said Underdog Fantasy did it. They flew this guy out. And you know how somebody who's never been anywhere really? So they happy he videotaping himself getting in the car. And he had all this information. He goes to New York and I'm the king of New York. He filming himself with drone footage. Like, yeah, look at me. I'm doing it big. He wants to brag about where he's going and what he's doing to make himself seem important, because it's all about the image of what it's supposed to look like rather than what it really actually is. So then he goes over to the other side and say, I like what this is about. I like what's going on over here. Look at this hotel I'm staying at. I'm staying in this hotel. Then he gets in the car and then he's videotaping himself in the ride and he's showing outside and he's made a mistake. And in this mistake that he made, I was able to find out the actual hidden location of quote unquote Gilbert Arenas. Because of his employees need to brag and show off. So he gave up all this information that led to everything being unfolded. Now we know all the houses that he hiding in, that he gonna run to, We know what everything is, where he go eat, what the food, the caterer. I know what the catering service is. I know the gym he go work out at that he used to. He ain't been in there in a while. But yeah, he used to go to that gym. I know everything. I know how much of the rent is over there. $30,000 a month for rent. So now that I knew everything, he said Gil too scared to fire Uncle Crack. He know them junkies can't take rejection. Oh man. Gil can't come up with the $100,000. We'd have been done it. Yeah, when you got a crackheads make mistakes. They can get a lot of stuff done, but they do it all fast. And they make a whole lot of mistakes. You can get them to work for $2. That's why Gil got him. He low maintenance. He be doing all kind of work. Oh, I got you. That crackhead he's hell, boy. Did you just take a dump in there? Yeah, I can clean that up for you too. You've been eating corn, haven't you, Gil? I can come clean all that up. No, he was in New York to do the Bomani Jones show. So that's why he was out there. He did Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones gave him like 5 minutes on the show. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happens. That is what happens when you have people that don't seem to get it. Right. But if you think, no, if you go back and look at it, you could see what the situations were for the teams. Like this is what I have a hard time like listening to certain people that don't really understand the game of basketball. Like if you look at it, it's like Gilbert has not played in probably about 10 years. No, no, no. I just want to know who Gil told. Did you tell Phil Hubbard, Hank Egan, Mark Olowski, Tom Steiner? Who did you tell on that team that you was hit by a car when y'all got in the locker room and you was all like, I'm hurt, I'm hurt, I'm hurt? That's all I wanted to know. Who did you tell? Gil played all 82 games. He didn't miss one game. Chris Mills played 21 games and was out the league. Absolutely. He played 21 games and was out the league. Gil is what you would call a troll. But except for he don't know, like everybody be like, man, this dude is great. Look how he says this stuff. But they don't realize that he be serious. Everybody else be like, oh, that's so dumb. Man, this dude, he's smart. He know what he's doing, but he really isn't. He's just, he really believes it. But to everybody else is dumb, so they think he knows what he's doing. I'm serious. They think like this guy knows. Oh man, come on. Be serious. Wrong team. What do you mean? We're talking about the Golden State Warriors. I'm glad you're here. Are you ready to take the bench? Are you ready to take the seat? Why did you get Chris Mills up out of there? Who'd you tell? Who'd you roll on, Gil? I dropped the link. He not gonna click the link. You was on IR your rookie year when you got hit by the car. So you never told none of the trainers. You never told the assistant coaches nothing. How did they know about all this behavior, sir? Remember when you got choked out on the plane? Did you tell them why? After Chris Mills was suspended for 3 games and had to be distant from the team, I'm sure that's when Gilbert had the courage to snitch on Chris Mills. I'm like, hey, dog, you rolled over on the guy? Chris and the vets were traded to Dallas. Chris Mills was gone, sir. They said he had an injury, Hughes. He didn't play another game in the league. You got the hell out of California because you rolled over on Chris Mills. I know he ain't gonna take the link. I told you that. Yep. I told y'all. Oh, he got to go to work. He's like, I got to go to work. When I get back, I'll hit your link. He got suspended my second year. Oh, he got suspended your second year. And that's because of the Bonzi Wells situation. But you know what happened when that happened, right? The Bonzi Wells situation. Right? You were there. You care to elaborate on that? He said he need people to come up there with him to take away from the real conversation. That's what you should do on your show today. Do you know they said past behaviors is the reason Chris Mills was out, not just the one incident. He said, I can hit the link when I want. Yep. He got to go to work. He got to go work for Underdog Fantasy. That's his boss. You got to go to work. You don't work, you can't eat. You got to go punch in. Oh, it's on Patreon. You'll see it. If you're a VIP member, you'll see it. HD in there. You see, ears. Let me just give you some advice. You see HD. You see, this is how I know real people from people like that ain't real at all. HD has never, ever once in his life complained about anything. Nothing. No complaints ever. If I did anything to him, he just appreciates it. He don't go, why you ain't on my page? Why you can't come visit me? Why this ain't that? Why? Because you know why? HD's a man. HD, he don't got to tell you he a man. It's the way he moves. His ways and actions. He's appreciative if somebody do something. He ain't sitting around waiting around for people to do something. He gonna move when he move and do what he gotta do. A man gonna show you by example. He gonna be a man and keep moving forward. He got business to take care of. He can't be worried about who coming over and who ain't doing something for him. Oh, Gil can't. He got to get ready to go live. He got to do his show. Make sure you take the keys off the table. Right. We don't have those type of dudes on in our panel at all. We've been very lucky to have a great panel with real people on there. So that's why I'm very happy our panel is like tight. Like I couldn't see Detroit T, HD, like nobody doing some stuff like that, whining and crying and all this. Oh, thanks, Ramon. $100 million employee. Gil got to go to work. I'm going back to that's what we were talking about yesterday in the chat. NCAA football. He said Gil got a shade, put that razor cream on. That's what he was up there doing. Go to work, boy. See, we know he was suspended for the incident that happened with when he and his friends cut off a bus, jumped out with pistols, and he wanted Bonzi Wells to get off the bus. That's what the theory is. That's how the story was told. Now, Other people said they don't know if that actually happened. They remember somebody stopped the team bus, but they don't remember any pistols or nothing like that. And I don't either. But I don't know. All I know is there was an investigation by the NBA. People were asked questions. And now, I don't know. Gilbert, you was on the team. What happened? You got to talk to us, man. Tell us what happened. All of a sudden, you don't know nothing. Yeah, Gilbert knows something. Gilbert know a lot. The guy that been beating you up for 2 years, and you got a chance to get him out of town. And that's what you did. At the 21 games, he got suspended. Based on that incident and past history. What was that past history? What did you tell them? So you must have been talking to the coaches, because the coaches started bringing it up and talking to the NBA when the investigation was going on into Chris Mills. You must have said something. And we know he said something because you adamantly goes on television and said, my Devo was Chris Mills. He used to beat me up every day, choke me out, hit me with a car, did all that. You went crying to them people, talking about nobody ever knew he hit me with a car. You said it so loosey-goosey, and you said the man was a Crip. And told the whole world. I don't remember nobody ever saying that man was a Crip. That's a lot of... This dude did a lot of telling for free in the past 2 weeks. Nobody asked him nothing about Chris Mills, and he told the whole world about Chris Mills, didn't he? He was a crazy Crip. I'm like, man. This man said that about him. He told the whole world Chris Mills was a Crip. Not an NBA basketball player, a Crip. He said it. I've never heard that reported anywhere. Chris Mills ain't gonna do that. Chris Mills is not the type that I could ever see with a Twitter or a Facebook account. Good luck finding Chris Mills on that. Gil better buy him. Okay, Orange. I'm telling on who? Who am I telling on? And what am I telling? Who am I telling on? I'm telling what's already been said. Gilbert Arenas is the guy that's on the team with him. He the one that said it. So he's the one that would be the one telling, not me. Everything Gilbert do, Gilbert made the video. Gilbert, I ain't saying he said this behind closed doors. There is a video. That's what he said on video, real time. Yeah, he called the man a Crip. Said he was beat up every day. The man was a Crip, kicking his butt. That ain't had nothing to do with me. He said all that. So now he got to explain what was he doing over there. Somebody was telling something. That's the story of his life, Mr. Roy. He always running his mouth too much. Now he's saying he got suspended my second year. Then why he only played 21 games? I told you. He's not going to do that. That's not what he does. Gil is not that kind of man. He's got to get his thoughts together. He's got to strategize. He going to be on that show thinking about what he finna come up with. He know I ain't going to be live by the time he come back up here. But he got some explaining to do. Now, he going to try to avoid it. He got signed by the Warriors. You got signed by the Warriors. I mean, by the Wizards because you had to get up out of Cali. You doing all that telling, boy, you got to get up out of there. He's like, I got to get out of here. I can't come back to Golden State. I'm gone. You had to get out of there. Hey, all I know is I don't know what gang he was in or affiliated with. All I know is he was a very serious man. And all we do know is Gilbert Arenas was at the hands of a lot of beatdowns by that man. Now, if they suspended this man, how many games did they suspend him for? He played 21 games before the suspension, but then he never played another game in the NBA ever. Never played another game in the NBA ever. Let that sink in, people. Never played a game in the NBA ever. So it had to be more than just that event. It must have been a series of events that made them have to do something in the investigation to say, okay, this is what we're going to do, cancel contract, all of these different things. So Gil must have been doing some talking. He must have told somebody. Look how easily he told us. I was hit by a car. I got choked out on the plane. He did this to me. He was a Crip. Beat me up for 2 years. Look how quick he told us. Look how quickly he told us. And you think if the NBA was doing an investigation, he was going to hold still? He probably, where were y'all at last year? This man choked me out till I passed out on the plane. Where was y'all at? I got hit by a car. My hip still clicked. Look at it. Click, click, click. See that? I got a click in my hip. Where was y'all at then? Now y'all gonna have to protect me. I'm gonna need NBA security all my life now. Cause he's everywhere. Yeah, he got the hell out of. That's why he left the Warriors. He had to get up out of Cali. That man got some explaining to do, man. You out here telling. telling. Who you telling? Calling the police. Just like a snitch, just like anybody ready to go tell on somebody right now. He on that show right now telling. That boy a Teletubby. Yeah. Just out here telling, man. Hey, ain't nobody ever lost $1 million of revenue because of me. Didn't do it. My truth behind, I'm talking about stuff that's already happened in the past and done already. This was active. This dude told something. Somebody said something, Gil. Come on now. You can't say you ain't said nothing to nobody. You ain't got that disposition of holding your mouth closed. I ain't telling nobody. You ain't that guy. You telling everybody. You tell on yourself. You telling everybody, I burnt the house down. I did this. I'm like, that's the kind of stuff you ain't supposed to say, period. Because the people that went with you, they're going to be like, dog, why was you telling somebody that you did this? You know I was with you, right? I don't want them investigating. You trying to talk up, and Gil going to talk himself into an investigation. That's why you can't even do nothing with him. He going to talk up the damn crowd. He gonna keep talking till there's a goddamn investigation for real. He be like, man, it wasn't the one until you kept talking and you gave us probable cause. Thank you. So all of a sudden, when the league does an investigation into the Bonzi Wells fight with Chris, all of a sudden, they're investigating the Golden State Warriors. Well, they're not investigating. They're asking the questions. About the team. They had to interview the team and find out why they're doing the investigation, what happened, situations. They do a whole thorough investigation and look into situations that's happened in the past to now and what the team know. And the team got to tell them, like, you got to tell us, You know, what's the deal here? What are we dealing with? He didn't play the whole year after that. He played 21 games. That was a wrap. He was traded from the Golden State Warriors immediately. They got him out of Golden State. Got him out of Cali. They sent him to Dallas. Danny Forson, Antoine Jameson, and Jerry Welch or somebody. He went to the Dallas for Evan, Avery Johnson, Popeye Jones, Antonio somebody, and Nick Van Exel. Right? Now, after this, he didn't even play because in October, he was traded for Ralph LaFrance with Ralph LaFrance and what's his name, Jerry Welch. And a 2024 first-round draft pick, which ended up being Delonte West. For Tony Delk and Antonio Walker. Well, Antoine Walker, rather. Tony Delk and Antoine Walker. The Boston Celtics did that. Then, he never plays. He never plays a game. He doesn't get in the game. He doesn't play anything. No games. He had $6 million left on his contract from the trade. So they just used him in trades. He never plays. So he got traded by the Boston Celtics in a 3-team trade, right, to the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks traded Rasheed Wallace to the Detroit Pistons. The Boston Celtics got Mike James from they traded Mike James to the Pistons. The Pistons traded Zico and Bobby Sura and a 2004 first-round draft pick for Josh Smith later that year. And then the Detroit Pistons got Chucky Atkins and Lindsey Hunter off the team. Right? And a 2004 first-round pick. And Tony Allen was sent to the Boston Celtics. And we won a championship. That's how we got Sheed, and that's how we got out of there. Thanks, Chris Mills, baby. So that's what happened. And he ended up getting waived and never played a game for anybody. Chris Mills is out. He got waived by Atlanta. And that was his career. Now, Gil got some explaining to do. We ain't saying you told, but tell me something. Somebody had to say something. You just ain't gonna get dealt like that throughout the league. They used him for trades. I ain't mad because we got Sheed because of it. So I'm cool with that. But you, Gil, you gotta explain something, baby. Your hands look like they got some blood stains all over. You got some explaining to do. So I'm finna go ahead and drop a video on Carcito for Life Yes, it's about LeBron. So I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to follow Kwame Brown Bust Life, Kwame Brown Bust Life 2.0, Kwame Brown on the Patreon. And don't forget to follow my Patreon, Carcino for Life, and the Carcino for Life on YouTube. Subscribe here on One Crack News. Follow Welcome to Two Eyes HD that you just saw up in here. Ticket TV. The Mondo Black TV. I ain't seen a Mondo in a minute. I got to see what's going on with him. Yep, Seahawks, Jose Rodriguez. Follow his sports channel. He talks about everything over there. Scrub Zero. The Angela Stanton King. Her show, her channel. See, they be kicking some butt over there with the info. Gil on his show looking at my live chat. Well, wave hi to your partner. Tell JJ he need to go behind the camera. Don't be on the camera no more. Hire somebody. Anybody. I'm out.